Hi, I'd like to introduce Brown Boy Chronicles podcast for brown boys. I'm telling our story, just how we relate to the world, our struggle, our come up, and our life.
Our struggle.
Bro, I haven't played anything in so long. Like, I feel like besides going to the gym, I haven't really been athletic or like doing any sports or anything.
Dude, I honestly need to run. My like heart has been hurting. I've like literally have been like drinking since like fucking Tuesday night, and I pushed my body to the limit this whole week, and I'm in pain.
In New Orleans?
Yeah, dude, like I don't know. So like it took so much toll on me.
How was the experience down there?
Dude, that shit was like so much fun. Like I don't know. It was my two of my friends from high school. They don't like really party that much. There was this other kid that I mean I knew of him, but like we didn't really like hang out before. But like it was just kind of him and myself, just like going from 5 p.m. to like 5 a.m. every night there.
Was this like a
And
bachelor party, or you guys just went for fun?
they booked it, and then I just like kind of tagged along last because they asked like, "Oh, do you want to go?" I was like, "Shit, yo, I got nothing else going on. I'll come through." So,
True.
but I don't know. It was fun. Like, I literally did not see a single Indian person though. It's kind of weird.
Dude, on your snap, I saw that fucking old lady dancing with on her
Yo,
feet.
that shit was reckless. It was a cane too.
No one just gives a fuck. Everyone's just so open. It's kind of
Was
interesting.
everybody from like out of town, or like people from like local and shit too, or was it mixed in?
I'd say it was like kind of like 30 people local there, and then majority of it like out of town.
Did you go to
Uh,
Hollywood, like Lil Wayne Hollywood?
Hollygrove? Yeah, I went to go
Holly
see his.
Grove,
Yeah, I went to see his mural, and then I was just walking around. It's. I mean, I was trying to. It reminds me of something, but I couldn't. It was on the tip of my tongue. I can't figure out where it reminded me of. It just like the landscape and everything. It kind of like when I was in Hollygrove, it reminded me of somewhat of like Cali outside of Santa Monica, like when we were. Um, Actually, that's not Cali. I don't know, but like it was just like kind of run down, but not really run down. And
Fucking Hollywood. That's what it seems
yeah,
like.
actually, yeah, maybe Hollywood. Yeah, maybe Hollywood's the right word. But yeah, it seemed like I've seen that place before, at least like the vibes. But the town itself, like New Orleans, uh, that is just like I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah. Here's like I feel like a good thing we could talk about is like yo like where do you guys like put travel in terms of like your priorities? Do you guys think it's like important for like mankind and like society to like travel and like see different things, or like I mean like there's some people that like never leave their like own hometown, or like leave their own state, or like people that have never left the country. You think that's like a debilitation or like whatever?
I I was not expecting this trip to be as like eye-opening as I thought it would be. I literally thought I was just gonna go there, have like fuckery and do all that shit. But like I don't know. I for some reason I literally was just feeling myself all 4 days there, dude. Literally, ass was just like getting thrown at me. Like I was not. I've never like had that like type of like vibes where like
I don't know. I feel like, yo, traveling in the United States isn't that expensive in my opinion, right? You spend most of your money on fucking bars and shit, restaurants. That's about it. But like,
I feel like stay is like pretty expensive too.
it depends. Like for a weekend, not that much, especially if you have a crew.
Yeah, for sure. I
But
don't know. But like you when you guys travel, do you guys travel for like a purpose? Like I'm saying like outside of like just partying. Like is there anything else that you guys are like trying to achieve from it?
I like to go. I mean, I like to see different places. But if I've seen a place, like I'm like done with it. I want to see something else. Like that's just how I am. Like I've seen a city like in New York. I'm not gonna go out exploring New York again. Or if I've seen DC, I'm not gonna go see the monuments every time I fucking go there. You know, to me that's gets boring. Whatever. I'd rather do activities though when I'm traveling. I'm going to Cancun in like October, I think, and we're going like diving like in a it's like a cavern or something, and you can go like scuba diving and shit like that. So I like doing stuff like that. Um, Even Vegas when we did the ATVs, lucky that shit was fun.
Mhm. No,
Yeah.
I think, dude, I think experiences are very make you a well-rounded person. If you don't really travel and have those like to go out and get experiences and different things like things you haven't seen, like I ate like fried alligator and shit like that. That shit was kind of delicious. I wouldn't have done it here. Like, like it's all like experiences. So
Does
They
that taste
you
like
get
chicken? I heard
it,
alligator
it
tastes like
it's
chicken.
straight chicken, bro.
they
Like
they
it was
they had it at Fuel and Fuddle. I'm pretty sure back in Pitt. They had
really
alligator pizza or something.
dude, the food
Bro,
there
that
was
just like seems like ugh.
yeah, I know, dude, but they prepared it in a way where it looked like popcorn chicken, so like I didn't it didn't look
Oh,
like
true.
so
Have y'all
I
ever
can't.
seen like the people that eat like the fishes with like the eyeballs
Yeah,
like
nah,
stuck in
fuck
Oh,
their
I
that,
face?
bro.
can't
I
do that
can't do
shit.
that. I
Yo,
can't do that.
people need to chill with that shit.
That's what I'm, dude. These are all these kids were Vietnamese, so like these motherfuckers just eat whatever, and I'm not that like foodie. Like I lean more towards on like the vegetarian side than
Bro,
carnivores. Like these motherfuckers were,
even
but
fish, like if it smells like the ocean or tastes like the ocean, like I have to have like real clean fish, or else I would like start gagging, low key. It has to be. I don't
yeah,
know. Like we went to that sushi place in California. Remember, we got everything. That shit was
Yeah.
kind of fire because that fish was so clean. None tasted like the ocean. But if I just go to a
Yeah.
random restaurant, I can't order anything. It's just like if I go to a seafood restaurant, it's horrible.
Fact. I like never go to seafood restaurant.
I don't really like seafood, bro.
Yeah.
That
But
shit
yeah,
looks
like
like
back to like sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. It's just like fucking insects of the water. I can't eat that shit.
True. Oh yeah, like back to like the traveling aspect. I feel like when I travel, like I don't know if this is just me, but like when I travel, like and I like see new areas and shit like that, I'm always thinking of it as in like a self advantage way as well. Like it's like nice seeing like new things in like different cities, and then like I always like start thinking like, yo, could I take this concept or could I take this kind of business and like implement it in like a different city or like the city that I'm currently living in, right? Because like there's a lot of things like when you go to these big cities, these like unique shit like doesn't exist in your area. So like that's always been like my play in terms of like, I mean obviously I travel for like other reasons too, but like I feel like that plays like a pretty crucial role. Like I always like I write like shit down or like I think, yo, like this is a dope concept. How could I like integrate this into like my community wherever I'm like currently living, or like a community where this isn't available, and like capitalize on it. I mean, I don't have the capital to do anything with it right now, but like it's still like it's slowly compiling. I don't know
Yo,
if you
you got
guys
to
ever
give like an
do that.
example of that, man. That's pretty general. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so like I mean, first time I ever went to Toronto, right? Like we went to this place called Spin, and Spin is like a ping pong bar. And like this didn't exist like anywhere else yet. Like I mean, I think Toronto was like one of the first ones. And now it's like pretty like it's like all I mean, they definitely like spread their roots and stuff. But like I mean, when I saw that shit, I'm like, yo, this is fucking dope. Like this could work in like so many different cities. I mean, obviously they saw their own vision too, and like it worked, and like and they like brought it out, and now it's like so successful, and they have like those bars are fucking packed no matter like what big city you go into. And then like another thing is like also in Toronto that I saw too was like the whole like there's like whole ass bar you go into, and it's a ice igloo, and everything inside is made out of ice. Like that's a concept that you can like take anywhere else, and I feel like it could be successful, and you can make like great money off of that. And these are like just unique things that like they work in one city, so like why not make it work somewhere else where it's not like where it's not there yet, or like different kinds of, like food and stuff like that too. There's a lot of unique shit. Like why not just like I mean I forget who sent me something. Somebody sent me an article about like this guy, and like he like went to Japan for like and like Tokyo or whatever. I think he learned how to make like their bread or like a dessert from there, and he literally brought that to like South India, and like
What the
man
fuck?
went from like the trenches to like multi-millions
Goddamn.
selling like Japanese bread, like Japanese whatever. Like he learned the art, right? And like, he learned like the trade and stuff, and then he just like integrated into the culture. And like, cause like you like a lot of people do like fucking like unique out of like whatever like out of place things. They want to switch it up and stuff. So there's a lot of room for success. So like if you keep like an open eye, keep an open mind. I am always like kind of like thinking like that.
Dude, honestly, like along with like the food aspect, like the food aspect's pretty big too. Like when you're traveling in different countries and shit. I know we went to Denver, whatever, and I don't think they have a big Venezuelan population, but those arepas were so fucking fire, and it like made me realize like, yo, I want to try like different foods in different countries and shit. Like, I don't think like I mostly travel in the United States, whatever, so I haven't really experienced that many other countries, but it like makes me realize like, yo, I want to try like different foods and shit too, because right now, like, I don't know, I feel like it's like the basic shit, like Chinese, like everyone has had Chinese food, everyone's had like Thai food, but like I don't know, like I want, like if I ever go to Africa or something, like South Africa, like what kind of food they have over there and shit, like I definitely want to try it. And
Isn't South Africa like primarily like
yeah, South
Asian?
Africa, but I definitely go to other places in Africa too, low key. I just don't know which ones yet. I haven't researched or anything, but I
So
definitely.
how many countries have you like been to like outside of like India?
I mean, Canada, India. I've been to. That's basically it. I've been to London, maybe.
Yes, man.
Yeah, but I've been to so many cities.
Maybe
in
take some
Mexico.
baby steps before you go to South Africa.
No, it's on the list. I'm going to Mexico.
Nah,
soon.
South Africa is like a high class. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like South Africa is not like the trenches or anything like that. Like you're gonna be living good there if you go. Like it's modernized and Americanized and
Yeah,
shit.
I've definitely
Like
been to way
Cape Cod.
more.
Oh no, is it what is it? What it's not Cape Cod. Cape Cod's in like Massachusetts, right?
It's
What am
something
I
like
thinking?
that. Cape Town, maybe.
Cape Town,
Cape
yeah.
I
I need
think
high school geography lesson again. You know?
Did you guys go abroad at all during school?
Not during
Nah.
school. I wish I actually utilized that. I mean, I went abroad, but I went with like my family. Like we went out for like we went for like a month. We went to like London, and then from London we went to like Paris, and then from Paris we went to Italy, and then from Italy we went back to London. And that was cool. Like I mean, that was my first time like out of like improper Europe and shit. And yo, Europe is like sick. Like I definitely want to go back and stuff. But like I feel like the next thing I really want to do is like explore like South America. I feel like South America is like very underrated, and like there's a lot to
There's
do out there
yeah,
and shit.
definitely like South America's underrated. I think some parts of Africa are underrated, and even like Turkey and shit are really underrated. Turkey, Hungary, I think like around Morocco and stuff like that. Those countries are really underrated too. Honestly, I feel like every country is pretty dope. Like I do want to visit like every country or try to visit as many
How do
countries as I
you
can.
how would you think like say like they made it like like mandatory for like people like even like starting from like high school that you like had to like travel outside of the country and like see different cultures? You think it would shape the world differently from like what it is right now? You think it would be like less racism? You think there would be less prejudice? You think there would be more openness, more open mind? Like you guys think it would make a drastic difference or not really?
No, I think that people would go towards countries that they like they'll do their research and find countries that
But like,
are
say it's not up to you.
safe.
Say it's like up to like the school system.
Well, like a draft or whatever.
Create no, like a school system to create like some kind of schedule where like okay, you have to hit like one country in like South America, one country in Europe, one country in China, and they like make like and then they go as like a unit, like whole class and stuff, and you spend like 1 or 2 weeks there and dissecting the culture and like learning about it and stuff like that. It's not like you have free will and you can just like pick whatever you want.
Right. I mean, it might. I mean, but you have to be open-minded enough to go there and like adopt some of their cultural practice, not their practices, but like you have to be open enough to like learn the culture a little bit, and like I don't know. It'll be all about like what you want to get out of it, the experience.
Yeah. Plus, like I feel like the United States already, it's the melting pot or whatever. You see so many different, people, so many different
Well,
cultures.
Middle America? Hell no.
Well, not middle America, but like where we live, like closer to the city area or urban cities.
Yeah, but you have to take into consideration like Middle America is like a pretty vast population of like
Yeah, but
America.
bro, even in urban cities, like yo, I know the in like this high school close to me, or it's called Upper Darby or whatever.
I know Upper Darby.
Yeah, they had like gangs for like every different race or shit, and like they would fight like there was so many like so much violence just between like different races and shit. It's crazy. Like I don't know if that will ever fully like. I feel like you have to be open. It probably depends on person to person. You have to be an open type of person to like kind of accept other people or other cultures.
I don't know. I think people just need to talk more to like if you're traveling, like I think most people just go, and I've done that before too. Like now, like if I go travel somewhere, like I do some like research on it. Like for example, like if I like learned a little bit about French, like France influence and like Spanish, like going before New Orleans, and then when you do see it in person, it just like hits different because you kind of know the background. Then on top of that, yes, like food, like exploring the different food and shit. But I think most of it comes with dialogue. You just gotta talk to people if you go somewhere. Most people are like kind of uncomfortable talking to random people, and that's where they probably don't get the most out of trips and stuff. And that's where I think most people. That's where like the value of traveling and why I think it's like very crucial where it makes you a well-rounded person is because you see so many different characters that you really won't see within where you like live, like where you actually stay. You gotta venture out where you stay, and when you go to these new places and you talk to the locals there, you realize like the world is such a unique place, like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I
open-minded,
mean, traveling is like such a privilege too. Like, not
100%.
so. It's literally just like a matter of like, can you afford it? I mean, you can. I did a study abroad thing in Florence, and I found out like this year, Florence was literally like the top study abroad spot for like college people to go to, and like for American college students to go to. And I'm sitting there like, I ate it all up, you know, like it was great. They show you the tourist traps, they take you to this monument, this thing, a soccer game. They show it to you, like throw it all in your face, but like you, unless like you kind of venture off on your own and like start talking to the locals, plan your own like backpacking trips while you're out there, you're not really getting culture. You're kind of getting like advertisements in your face, you know, like that's, I don't know. But I think if I was, I mean, I don't have any plans to travel and anytime soon. I don't spend a lot of my time like booking trips or like planning out events, but if I were to go next time, I would probably try to do a trip on my own, kind of like do my research beforehand, find things that I would be interested in, and then kind of just free, like I don't know, go in with like minimal expectations and soak it all in, instead of going in like expecting to party the whole time and like go
Each
clubbing and stuff.
For real.
Yeah,
DJ, 3, 2, 1. What's the first thing that comes to your mind if you had to go right now? Where would you go? Go,
first
go, go, go,
city,
go, 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 go. First thing that comes to your mind. Because you don't
probably
really plan.
Brazil.
Brazil, okay. Why?
I don't know, man. I no idea. Probably
The
just
soccer.
the movie Rio,
Ronaldinho.
the soccer culture. Like I don't know. I would love to go see that.
Dude, I've never traveled by myself. I actually kind of definitely want to try
Yeah,
that in
yo,
the
that's
future.
also like, yeah, like I don't know if I could travel by myself. Like, there's some people out here that just go backpacking
Yeah.
like by themselves. Like, I mean, you really gotta be like real comfortable with yourself. And like, I agree, yo. I feel like the more you get like used to like talking to like locals and shit, like the better it is. I mean, like, yo, like my friend Jesse went to like, he just went to Hawaii and like you just stay in hostels and shit and you meet people and like that's definitely like a great way to like do it. But I don't know. I feel like if you have like just like one companionship that you like know, it's like just makes it better. But I don't know. Like I mean, yeah, I agree, yo. You gotta like talk to like strangers and shit. That's just like the best. Like when you actually like start to like talk to locals and whatnot. Like when we were in Italy, we ended up in like this small ass like town. Like my dad was just like, yo, like he was just trying to go to the beach, and like
What was it called?
yeah, so like
The-
I don't know where we were like we're driving. He's like, yo, we go because we were like the plan was to go to like Venice and shit, right? So we were gonna go to Venice, but then we ended up on like the coast of Italy and like this small town called Carol, or it's spelled Caorle. Like literally, like bro, it was like it was creepy. Like when we pulled up, like nobody spoke English, and like we pulled up at like 10 p.m. at night, right? And then like we're staying at like this hotel and whatnot, and the guy, the desk person doesn't speak English, and he just like whatever, like he's all like suave, like whatever, like smooth with Italian. And then like, cause we had to like find like our room wasn't like in like connected into like the main hotel. Like, you had to drive, and it was like an apartment kind of thing. And like he literally took down the map from like the
God damn.
like behind him. Like he had a big map of their whole like campus. And yo, he was like literally showing me with like his finger, like yo, go this way, go this way. And like, bro, there's like no street lights, no nothing. Like it's pitch black out there. And like so we go, we're driving around and like we still can't find this shit. And then literally we like come back and we're just like whatever. We had these like sorrow ass faces, like yo, we're like we don't know what the fuck to do. And so man just grabbed his keys and he's just like, yo, come like here, follow me. He got in the car and then like literally drove us and like we just missed like one turn. And then like he just like walked us in and stuff and like was like super nice about it and stuff. But like that was like so like we literally like my parents and like all of us like we enjoyed our time so much there. Like I mean the next day was like definitely way more like nicer and like people were out and about and stuff. But like me and my brother ended up at like this bar and like it was like this one lit bar there and like it wasn't even like they just had like these crazy lights and stuff and it was a dope vibe and all the bartenders were from like Germany and they were just like they just came out there to like work as bartenders. And then like yo, they gave me the aux cord. Like I started bumping music like the whole bar, and there wasn't that many people there. But then like after like the bar closed, like they took us out, like these bartenders and stuff. We just like made friends and stuff, and then we went to like this other after party place like after. And this is me and brother, and like we were just out, and then this fight broke out. Like it's just a dope ass experience. But like if you don't like go out of your way, you're never gonna ever get those dope ass experiences. Like those are like things that like truly stick in your mind.
Dude, that's a one thing though. Like you say, like they never speak English, whatever. That's a one thing I feel like kind of sucks about living in the United States. Like in Europe, if you live in Europe, I feel like you know like a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Italian, like enough to go around, and like that experience is probably so valuable. You know, not just in Europe, like going to different countries and shit, and like
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like we're at a disadvantage for sure because like every other country is like pretty much taught to like teach their language, and then also on top of that, they're always like almost everybody is learning English when except when you show up in these like small ass towns. Um, and
Yo,
then
actually, one of my neighbors showed me this thing on the Google Translate app. So I don't know if you guys like
yo,
how
I had to
often you
use
guys
that
use
the
it.
other day, yo. Like I literally,
Dude, the camera feature where it like
oh,
auto
not the camera
detects the
feature.
words.
Oh no, yeah, I just used the mic. Like there's one like lady came in, like she had an infection. This was when I was in DC, and like yo, none of us spoke Spanish, and like she could only speak Spanish. So I just like downloaded an app real quick. I'm like, yo, she got so happy though. Like that's just like that's so dope. Like that they have that kind of like technology has come this far, and it's like pretty accurate.
what was it?
Yeah,
What was
man, you gotta know Spanish, man.
yeah? What was the thing, Deech?
Right. So basically, like if you go to like a Chinese restaurant and you see the menu, it's all in Chinese. Google Translate has like a it's called if it's all in Mandarin, you type in Mandarin to English, and Google Translate has a feature where they can take the camera and auto translate whatever the menu says, and it's pretty close. But I mean, you could kind of get the gist of what it is, and then I mean, it'll literally take the words and write over them in English words, so make it easier for you to like understand what you're doing.
God
Damn, that's
damn.
fucking sick, yo. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause,
definitely go try it out, man.
now,
Like it'll blow your mind.
Dude, technology is crazy. Like I think Google, I've seen ads of this too on Google where you can just hum a fucking song. Like if it's just stuck in your head and you don't know the words or you don't know the song, you can just hum the song and they'll pull up suggestions of like 3, 4, 5 songs of like the songs that like that's stuck in your head. Technology is actually like crazy, bro. What the fuck?
Dude, I Shazammed so much shit in New Orleans. Yo, like, I found this new Fetty Wap song, yo. It was like out 2 years ago, but
Dude, I hate your ass so much. What?
do you know the song "Birthday" by him?
Probably. I've listened to his new albums and shit too. I have to listen.
But
To
no,
it.
yeah, dude,
you think
Shazam and that fucking automation AI, dude, next level goated.
do you think another language will ever like overtake the English language?
No.
We're too far in. Like even if China becomes like a world power and like becomes number one, you don't think Mandarin would?
China becomes a world power. They are like
I mean, they are a world power, but like still,
top
U.S. is
three.
U.S. is still number one, right? I'm saying if they go become number
Right.
one.
I think English is just very lax on the tongue. It's not hard to speak English. Like if you gotta
Nah,
speak,
you think that because you learn English and like you know English, but there's definitely foreigners that don't understand some words that we like talk, and there's so many like words in English that you say the same way, just spelled differently too.
no,
Yeah,
okay.
facts.
So on like the surface level is what I'm talking about. Like I feel like English is like the easiest one to kind of enunciate out of all those other ones because I think like Chinese or like Mandarin or Cantonese, all those Japanese, Korean ones, it's like very tonal. Like you gotta say like you gotta you gotta say shit with a different tone. Like you gotta speak from your nose with a certain word and shit like that. Where I don't think in English it's as tonal as those other languages. So that's why it's like easier and learning wise and kind of it being more universal. But I don't know. That's just how I think about it.
Bro, why is the Indian accent like so ugly? Like, why the fuck we get stuck with that shit, yo? I feel like it makes us like look so bad. Like French have like when they speak English and shit, that's just sexy as hell. When Italian people speak English,
I
or Spanish,
actually hate when
sexy
French
as
people.
hell.
I hate when French people speak
Yeah, I
English,
don't think
bro.
French people are that like the accents that.
It makes everyone just sound ugly. It's like that fucking aggressive like sound. I don't know. Spanish, I think, is beautiful.
Yeah,
Spanish.
Spanish definitely. Yeah, they speak it. They when they speak English, like that shit is beautiful. But like, yo, I swear Indian accent's definitely like top 3 worst ones possible.
Dude, and the worst thing is when you're speaking Indian and you have to say an English word, that English word gets translated like to an Indian accent too.
Facts.
What do you think is the best accent? British?
No.
Australian?
Hmm.
No, British and Australian are basically the same accent.
British is definitely top three, yo. I feel like British
I
accent
think
will
British is like the best one, to be honest, dude. I feel
get
like
you
when
pretty far.
Well,
like my
there's so
man,
many accents within the United Kingdom. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think South London has the best accent.
The Dutch accent's pretty dope too. Like some like Norwegian people.
I feel like Russian accent's kind of cool.
Bro, that's aggressive.
Nah, no, like not as aggressive as Germany or French. I
Yeah.
feel like. I don't know.
I didn't know a British accent had like different layers to it. Like I thought it was just like kind of.
different areas.
Well,
like,
I mean,
I mean,
obviously,
that's
like
the
different
same
areas.
thing with like United States. United States has like you have your fucking Northeast people, you have your Texans, you have your like Mississippians, you have your Californians. Do you guys
Boston.
think you guys have accents still or no?
Accents like for English when we speak English, or
Yeah, I mean technically we all do it. Like how we're speaking right now is an accent, but like, do you guys perceive yourself as having an accent?
no, I don't think so.
I used to. I think when I was learning it, not anymore. I don't think.
Dude, I had to take ESL classes in fucking like second grade. That just brought me
Same, bro.
back. I definitely
My-
had an accent earlier on when I was younger, for sure.
I remember the teacher, yo. I forget. She was like showing me pictures of like fruits and telling me, telling me to, what is that? I'm like, it's an apple, bitch. Like, what do you mean? Like, how is this helping me learn like English? Or, like, you're just showing me pictures of fruit. Yes, we have fruit in India. I mean, I didn't say that to her, but now that you're talking about ESL, that's just what
Bro, I
reminded
never
me of.
knew why I had to go to it. I felt like my English was like pretty good too. I like never thought, oh, like I was special or taking these ESL classes or I was struggled or whatever. But then like
English wasn't your native tongue, right? Like it was
so
Punjabi?
well, I was born here, but then I went to like India for like 3-4 years. Stayed with my grandparents. My parents came over or whatever. So like 3-4 years when I was younger, I was basically in India, didn't really speak English, just Punjabi, and then came back here and like in first grade, second grade, kind of struggled with English. But that like me struggling with English and like kind of fixing it kind of made me struggle with Punjabi because it was like so early on. So I struggled with Punjabi too. Like I had a weird like Punjabi accent too.
Yeah.
So are
hearing
you
Katie
guys
speak Punjabi.
both like all like bilingual?
Yeah,
I'm
for the,
bilingual.
You're what?
I consider myself being able to like be fluent in Hindi as well.
No, you're not.
Bro, I'm mad nice with the Hindi.
This motherfucker probably just knows how to say like "aap kaise ho" and things like.
Nah. Bro, I literally have full conversation with like Hindi people all the time. Like they light up when they see me speaking Hindi.
So how'd you learn Hindi?
Like from movies and
From
shit. Bro,
movie,
Hindi,
yeah.
Hindi and
Yeah,
Punjabi is
same.
like so similar. Like
Yeah.
you like pick up the ending a little bit. Like yeah, like "Tusi kiddan hai," or like whatever. That's Punjabi. But, like "aap kaise ho," or like I need a better
Just repeat
translation.
what Lucky said, yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, he's about to just say
"Tusi
"aap kaise ho,
kiddan
bhai
hai,"
sahab."
or "aap aise." No, fuck.
"Aap kaise ho, aap kaise ho,
No,
bhai
Aap kya
sahab."
kar rahe
that's why I
ho?
say, yeah, "aap kya kar rahe ho?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, trust. Bro, that's how I made like like what's it called? Dogging it? Bro, dogging it, like that's the only reason I got plugged there. Because I brought out the
What's
Hindi.
dogging it?
Remember
I
at
forget.
Pitt,
Cornerstone?
Dogging It?
The corner
Like
store.
Yeah, the corner store. Bro, he was
Oh,
okay.
shit, yeah.
I mean, this is probably like I don't know if this can get in trouble, but like I mean, I'm like way past the age now. But like I mean, yeah, he was selling like underage because like I brought out the Hindi.
You
I was
brought
up in
that
there anytime hours. Bro, I just ate conversation and like literally I came in, I was coming in at like 1920 and like he was letting me hooking it up.
Namaste, uncle. One daru, please.
Yeah, but yeah, I never like learned Hindi. I just like
I feel like I just
Just
know
look it
Hindi.
up.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
learned it from movies and shit. Like never had to look it up or had to like take lessons on it or anything. That's actually
Dude, my
kind of crazy.
dad was the Hindi teacher, and he would just get so angry that we couldn't say like the deeper vowels, like what's called consonants, like the ka, and ha sounds, like the added h on it. So he would just make us say it for hours and hours just till we got it.
Dude, say a word that uses it. How to
Yeah.
know,
Like
or say a sentence.
I don't know how to. I can't speak it very well. Like I don't.
Oh.
I can understand it. Like I mean, that's not my mother tongue, so I barely hear it. I mean,
Wait,
unless
how many
I'm watching a
letters do
movie.
you guys have in your alphabet?
And what Telugu?
Yeah, that's your native tongue, right?
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't read or write it. I can like speak it like very brokenly, but I can understand it. Same thing, but I can read and write Hindi because that's what I remember from like
How many
Hindi
letters do
lessons
they
and stuff.
have?
I have no idea, man. Like, could look this up.
Dude,
We
Hindi's a
got like
little
35, right? I think it's like 35.
Hindi's a little weird too, because in movies, like I understand most movies, but then sometimes they get really technical with some Hindi words and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck are they saying? I
The
don't
only
know.
reason I can say I speak Hindi is because like I can get the gist of the whole fucking conversation. Like I might not know like every little word they say, but I know like
Yeah.
enough to like kind
Yeah,
of
I
skate.
feel like if you're functional, then you can consider yourself like that added into your language.
Yeah, you put it on your resume, huh? Are you speaking Hindi?
Oh, 100% it's on my fucking resume. I
Get an
said
interview,
no
do a crash
languages.
course right before.
I literally have that shit.
I
Well,
wonder how much that really like. Well, I guess in your case it helps a lot, like because you're gonna see different types of people. But like for KV and myself, like we're more like on the programming side. How much that really plays a role?
I mean, yeah, I guess you work with everybody like in India, but they all speak English, right?
I think it just makes. I don't think it helps like with technical parts of your interview. I think it just shows you how like diverse you are and shit, and like.
It helps with like social aspects
Yeah.
too, though. Like you never know. Like yo, like people like light up. Like when you're like, I mean, that just goes back to like connecting with people. Like if you're able to like connect with them, like it just only is gonna ever be play a flavor in your role.
What? Wait, what languages are on your resume, Harvey?
Yeah, just those three:
Uh,
English, Punjabi, and
they know
Hindi.
knowing you would have put like fucking Spanish on or something on there too.
Bro, no, I like am so trash at Spanish. Like I don't know, Spanish just does not stick with me. I swear my dad probably knows like more Spanish than me from just like interacting with like customers at the gas station and shit. But like
Dude, I used to
um
be like so good at Spanish in high school. I kind of
they
want
need to
to.
change the system, bro. I feel like the school system and how they teach like languages is just straight garbage. Like there's like so many people make it like they literally go from like fifth grade to like high school, and you have like how many years of this language, and like they still come out and like you can't speak it. Like that's just like trash. Because I feel like they teach you how to like read and write first, but in my opinion, I feel like you should be taught how to speak first before learning how to read and write. I don't know how you guys like.
I
If that
feel
makes
like,
sense.
and I also feel like they have the grammar and shit too, but it's like half the time you're learning like a fucking dictionary full of words and then doing grammar on top of it too. But it's like people like there's so many fucking words there. Like I don't know. I feel
Now I'm like
like
kind of.
what were you saying?
I know I was just like kind of thinking about what Rinku was saying, but like I feel like it's just like kind of they complement each other. You kind of have to, if you're learning a new language, how do you just speak it? Because you got to know what to speak, and to know
Like
what
just
to
create
speak.
conversations. Because I mean, like, yo, look at our parents. Like, how do they learn English? They learned it by like verbal.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you got to put into perspective, right? Like the language is not what makes you like your money necessarily, and most of our like education or most of our schools are programming you to becoming money making machines. So why would they push Spanish or like German or like they do it for the requirement to say that they're like I don't know they're I don't know, multidisciplinary like education system and they have a Spanish program. But I mean like if you want to learn it, you're gonna learn it. You're gonna go out of your way, take more classes, join the honor societies, maybe go travel to a Spanish speaking country, put yourself into a local scenario. I mean, I don't think we should be making excuses for how they're teaching it.
Yeah.
I think that they do what they are required to like introduce it, but maybe what they can do is like give more options. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
there's a guy on YouTube that he's like basically his whole YouTube channel is learning different languages and shit, and he learned them within like 6 months and stuff. Like I actually looked into
yo, I
this.
think I saw that page.
Dude, yeah, it's pretty dope. I actually want to learn Spanish, or I actually want to. I actually don't know how to read and write Punjabi anymore. I used to, but like it just kind of faded away, and I want to be able to read and write in Punjabi again too.
Yeah.
But like I don't think you. But it's. I mean, it's a good. Like our parents is a good example. Like you can say certain words, but I think at the end of the day, they probably asked us what that word meant. Is that like how you say you would reformat the system? Because when I'm thinking about a young person trying to learn, or like any person, not a young person, just trying to learn a language, you got to know what the word even is, and to know what the word even is,
Yeah.
you need to be
I
able
feel
to.
like that's why you just gotta like create like conversation, and then you learn by like forcing people into conversation, and then they kind of like you pick up because like I mean like okay, so like when you're in a situation and like you're speaking with somebody like foreign and like they're trying to like articulate themselves, like you have at least like some knowledge of like what this conversation is based around, and you also have like some gist of like the situation and like what they're trying to achieve. So like your mind is able to like put the like pieces together, and like in a way there are situations where you can transcribe like what they're trying to get out. So you're like finding meaning from it, like, and I feel like that's like, I don't know, like a more functional way of like learning language. I don't know. I mean, when my dad like first started learning English, like the first words, the first language, like first words he learned were just like curse words. Like that's all.
Yeah.
Like just like every curse word, and like any customer that like gave him like anything, like or whatever, he just like blurt those out, and then he just keep it moving, and then slowly progress from there.
Mm.
My
Yeah, I
my
get.
my dad works with a lot of Spanish people, like construction and shit. Yeah, he calls everyone amigo.
Wait, your
Yeah.
dad's in construction?
Well, he does real estate, whatever. So he like works with a lot
Oh,
of
right.
like Spanish people that do construction. But yeah, he calls everyone an amigo, and it just cracks me up. Yeah.
Yo, my dad calls everybody that's walks in Spanish to amigo too.
It cracks me the fuck up. Yeah, he calls everyone an amigo. Yeah. Like that's his name for them. Like I don't even think he knows their name, their actual name. He just calls everyone.
He doesn't even say amigo. He says miga. Like, yo, the miga. Yeah, like our parents, that's what they say. They say like, I mean, that's how they translate it, like with the Indian touch to it.
Yeah, they make it work though. Like even my dad came here in like I think it was 85, 88. I don't know, something like some late 80s. Like I'm surprised he learned English pretty fast too. And like they can just communicate. He came by himself and they like learn how to communicate, struggle through, whatever, and it's crazy that we're here,
I think it goes back to what Deesh was saying earlier. When push comes to shove, you kind of have to learn it. That's when you learn it the most. Us just kind of learning it just to like for fun it. Of course, we're not gonna fucking pick it up as quicker, or like we can probably shit on the system or how they teach about it, because it doesn't really supplement our whatever we're trying to do, whether it be like move our business forward, only because everything in America is just English right now. If we had to like for some reason relocate to France, I think we would be in the same boat as our parents, where we just fucking learn the shit because we had to find, we need to survive, and to survive you need to talk and work and shit like that. So
Yeah.
everyone can learn those languages. It's like you gotta get the drive, and more often than not, the drive when you have like no money or any, you're trying to provide, or survive. That's when like we humans prevail, or like show our like intellect or whatever it is that gives us like how we learn and shit like that.
Yeah, like
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think if we
I
got
think
dropped
it's. I
off and
think.
like, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, if you know a few phrases or like just enough to get around, in I don't know, like Spanish, French, maybe like some Chinese, uh, that helps. Like I mean, you could probably charades out the rest of it and communicate. But I mean, if you're willing to like empathize and work with the other person, who obviously there's a language barrier, like you'll find a way to like communicate it. Like you will do whatever it takes in that moment. I don't know. I had to do this at a construction site um, back in June. I was there for a meeting before I put up a tower crane, and basically I had to go find like the site superintendent, and it was all the way across the construction site, and there's all this rebar and concrete and everything on the site, and I'm trying to enter, and they didn't know who I was, so I'm trying to communicate with these people, and I just couldn't remember the word for like engineer, and eventually like I just like kind of like made it up. I was like ingeniero. I mean, it's right, and I said yo soy ingeniero, whatever, and they like took me to exactly what I said, or like where I was going. But they were like happy that I tried. Like I mean, if you put in that effort, like people appreciate it and they'll help you out. They'll try to understand, but yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no, I agree. How much do you think body language helps? Like, how much do you think you can communicate with body language? Like, much can you skate by, like, in a conversation just solely through body language?
I feel like
60%.
I mean, if you don't know a language, I feel like even like hand gestures help. Or
Yeah,
even
like that's what I
like
mean, like language, like hand gestures, shading, or like, expressing it. Like, what did you say, Rinku? What percentage? 80?
I said 60.
60? What do you think, Katie?
I mean, I feel like when you talk normally in English too, you use hand gestures all the time too. So it's like
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
talk with my hands
Yeah.
hella.
There's definitely I don't do it as much. I feel like I've seen a lot of people that do though. There's people that just wave their hands around, fucking high fiving and shit.
That's me.
I don't think I talk with my hands. I have to think. I don't.
I
I don't
think
think
sign
you.
language also is like very important. I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't know. I always like have this like inner desire to like learn sign language. I don't know if I ever will, but
Yo, I saw this YouTube video at like a Waka Flocka concert. This sign language
Oh yeah, the
person.
lady. She
yo,
was
that shit
turned up.
was
Yo, she
lit.
was so turned up, bruh.
Yo, she was going in.
I go hard in the paint. I wonder what she was. Did he say like the N word? Like was she translating that?
I don't know. Yo, I'm pretty sure Waka Flocka converted to Hinduism.
No, he became a farmer.
No, he became vegan. He's vegan. I think he's Hindu too. I might be tripping, but I actually think he's Hindu.
Yeah, you
Yes.
guys gotta make it like a priority to travel and like see the world as you like age, or you guys think it's gonna like slowly dwindle away as like you guys have kids and start a family?
Nah, it'll be more expensive, but I feel like it's still gonna be a priority.
No, I'm kind of the opposite, man. I'm becoming like more of like a homebody. Like I think New York's like home base for me. Maybe I'll go like every now and then if I need to, but I don't know. Traveling's hard. Like it's not something
It's
that
hard,
I've
but like I
always
mean, like if
been,
you like really care about it, I mean, you can make it happen. You know, I guess. I mean, like yeah,
you can make it happen, but for me, I just don't see it as a necessity. Like right
yeah,
now.
you're coming from a perspective where it's like not as a more as a priority. Whereas I feel like
Right.
for me, yeah, like traveling is like it's like top 3 priority for me. I love traveling.
I love traveling too.
Thanks for tuning in. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify at Brown Boy Chronicles. Feel free to email us with any questions or topics you would like us to discuss in future episodes. The email is brownboychronicles1@gmail.com. All right, see you next time.